and I can definitely feel, there we go. Okay, I'll start over. I don't know how much of this got recorded because it just broke out, but um, we transitioned into Aries energy last night. The moon is stationed, transmitting the signal from Aries. And part of my program is being pulled more in the direction um, of making notes and being aware of the energy that we're receiving to be able to predict more. And so yesterday, I pulled out all of my notebooks and my resources and I started making some notes. And this morning, I started dissecting today's date. And I'm amazed at how Aries energy aligns with the characteristics of the numbers of today's date. And so I wanted to go over today's energy with you. We're going to be in Aries today and tomorrow. So understanding the energy, the characteristics of each sign really is the portal to the gateway of the energy that we're receiving, depending on where the moon is sitting. So it's really cool. And I'm able to start gauging my activations based on what sign we're going to be in. I'll know if it'll be like a good energy for me or if it'll feel great. And it's really, really amazing to see how it lines up. So I wanted to read to you a little bit about what I wrote down about Aries energy. And Aries, as we know, is a fire sign. And its ruling planet is Mars, which is the ancient god of war, aggression, and conflict. The dominant key word for Aries is I am, which I thought was way cool. Something else that I thought was really neat that I found is that the metal for Aries is iron. And so I'm not really sure what that plays into that role yet, but I know iron, is something that we need in our bodies. So that's somehow, fitting into what's going on in these predictions. I'm just not sure yet. So if anyone has any information regarding the elements in each sign, please feel free to share it in the comments. Also, the polarity for Aries is Libra. So that means if you have anything, rising, or your moon is in Libra or your sign is in Libra, then that means that Aries can be a conflicting sort of feeling energy for you. And so it's just very interesting to see these things so that we can gauge literally our mental state based on the energy that we're receiving. And so the lucky day for Aries is Tuesday. And we're going to be in Aries tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which I found to be really cool. And then the lucky numbers for Aries is 1 and 9. So today and tomorrow, 1 and 9 will be a number that aligns with this energy. And then some of the characteristics of Aries is ambitious and driven, confident, likes to be the ruler, likely to be successful, not afraid to take risks. And the one thing that I liked about the Aries energy is that it's competitive, but not in the sense of the end goal, not to win but it's the chase. They love the hunt. And so that falls into that fiery, the Mars planet, which is the war of God, the planet of war and aggression. So you can see how this fiery competitive sign definitely falls in with the battle and things like that. So we know that, it says, I wrote down that must have action and movement, always looking forward to something new. And it also said that if an Aries sign doesn't have something new to do, it can have a low in their psyche. And so it's important to remember that. And by the way, you don't have to be an Aries. This is what moon transmission we're receiving. So yes, we're born in a sign that tells us our characteristics, but it's way deeper than that. And so it can easily lose patience with long-term projects, generous, enjoys sharing. And then something cool that I noticed is that the magical birthstone of an Aries is a diamond. And so what this tells me is that in the grid, wherever we're stationed, if you live in an area where there's a lot of diamonds in the ground, that energy, Aries energy, is going to be stronger for you because of the region that you're in. And so when we recognize that the elements and even the gems that are dug up based on which energy we're receiving, we're really able to predict. And diamonds represent, they attracts love, financial success, and brings in new adventures. So it's cool to see how a diamond, has the characteristics of an Aries. And so I'm seeing how the energy really has a lot to do with where we are. And another really cool thing that I read is that if you're an Aries, if you wear diamonds on the left side of your body, that it's luckier. So what that tells me is that it doesn't necessarily mean if the person wears it, but there's some alignment with the diamond energy on the left side of the body, which we know the right side of the brain controls the left side of the body. Oh yeah. So that tells me that the right side could experience more upgrading. Yeah, cool. And so the first sign of the zodiac is the first sign of the zodiac. It represents new beginnings. And it's admired for honesty, doesn't gloss over difficulties. Business can be sharp-tongued, and can be envied by the confidence that an Aries can have. So knowing all of these things about the moon transmission that we're getting is really cool because, we get to predict. So then this morning, I felt the pull to look up today's date and break down the numbers because many of you know that part of my program is I'm pulled, as a lot of you are now too, are pulled to see these numbers and their codes. And so when we break down the codes, we can start to investigate the numbers to see how much they align. Now, this is the cool part because I wrote down about Aries last night. This morning I did the numbers and check this out. So today is 01 for January and the day is the 22nd. And the year is 2018, which is 11-0. Now in numerology, it's important that we don't leave off the zeros because 0 is the number of amplification. So if there is 0 associated with the number, it's a power. It amplifies it. So like for instance, my birth number is 10, which is really 1, but we must not forget the 0. Okay, so I broke down, so today's date is 0122110. And so that's 2 zeros, 3 ones, and 2 twos. So 3 ones is 111, and we know that 1 is the number of, its alignment. And so there's 3 ones in today's date, which is the number 3. And after I've read about the number 3 before, but it was interesting what I found out is that the number 3 relates to the planet Mars. Well, Mars is the ruling planet for Aries, which is the sign that we're in today. And check this out. Number 3 also relates to Tuesday, and Tuesday is the lucky number for Aries. So that tells me that while today we're in Aries, tomorrow is going to be a really magic day. It's going to be supercharged. And so I was just like, wow, when I saw that this morning. And number 3 is the energy of the Ascended Masters. That means that your entities, your guides are surrounding you, and they're waiting to assist with you with manifesting whenever you ask, with whatever visions you have for yourself. So today there are 3 ones, but it's also number 3, so we must not discount that also. And then of course 22. After reading about 22 more in depth this morning, I found out that it's the most powerful of all numbers, is 22, like who knew, which is the number 4. And it means that it makes dreams into realities. It's ambitious, disciplined, and confident. And so when we see that the Aries energy is ambitious and confident, and today is 22, which has those same characteristics, it's like one of those holy crap, like mind-blowing moments, like. So it's really cool when we can just like look at what's going on around us. I mean, I remember Erin Stark, I love you, sister. She made a post over a month ago, the JP Morgan quote, and that has been in the front of my mind's eye since then, that says that millionaires don't use astrologers, billionaires do. And ever since then, that activated me. And in my mind, I'm starting to see that more and more. So what that means is that we can use energy and the numbers and the signs to all come together to predict energy. Therefore, we can manifest, and it's magic. Yeah, Deanna, it's magical for sure. And so why would we not be studying and tapping into that? Because while this is happening to us as a collective, each person is going to experience a different day based on what sign you're in, what birth number you are, all of those things. So everyone has their own individual program, but we're experiencing it as a collective. So it's really neat. So I plan on continuing this, and we're going to be in Taurus next, and I'm going to do the same thing with that and just see what happens and keep making the videos. And if anyone wants to interact, if anyone wants to do a video with me, or just do your own videos and tag me in them, like, this is really cool. And the more we share the knowledge that each person is pulled to gain, based on the wisdom that we're channeled, because it's an individual channel, we can come together and we activate other people by doing this, because we're here to activate each other. I love you to the moon, family. Enjoy this fiery Aries energy and make today great, and make tomorrow super, super ambitious and magical.